Harold, and this piece is called A Rant About Tolerance. That's a purposely ironical name. The first thing we have to think about with tolerance and intolerance is it's not binary like it sounds. It's a continuum. So you ask yourself, how do I figure out where I am or where a given behavior is on the continuum? Well, guess what? It's not a new problem. The golden rule is all about that. It says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So what gets us away from that, since it's such a simple thing and every school kid understands it? A couple of things that we can think of, and my goal here is to come up with a little kind of a toolkit, a conceptual toolkit to measure and think about tolerance rather than have it be just a big amorphous idea. There's research that shows, that was published in the New York Times in the month of September, that in controlled experiments where people inflict small amounts of discomfort on a fellow subject, that consistently people underrate how much what they're doing hurts and overestimate the force that's being applied to them. We know this because there's little force gauges, and the experimenter knows that they're what the real absolute values are, but both people report that they are under-responding. So there's a big cognitive problem that tends to keep these cycles of revenge going and make them very hard to damp down. Reminds me of a buddy of mine who used to bag groceries with me in high school, and when he'd encounter that sort of stuff, he'd say, "It all started when he hit me back." So we got the "it all started when he hit me back" problem that pulls against the golden rule. And then we got what I'm going to call the "I believe" problem, which is that something I believe is more important than my connection to and obligations to my fellow human beings. In the extreme case, where you have ideological absolutism, something I believe that you don't believe means you have to die at my hands. That's my entitlement and my obligation. The world is seeing a lot of that right now, and it sets up a very tough dilemma at the intolerant end of the spectrum, which is, how do you deal with intolerance without doing something that looks like more intolerance? That problem, which is often called war, was addressed by the American poet Walt Whitman, who said of the grief of war, "My enemy is dead. A man as divine as myself is dead." So we got the golden rule, we got the hit back, we got the I believe problem, and now in the bigger picture, I want to offer you the idea that if mankind is going to go down a drain, the label on the drain is going to be true believerism. Pick your favorite flavor. You can think of assimilation as mankind's last and toughest test, which brings me to something that one of my work colleagues described. He was trying to explain to his daughter the troubled history of race relations in America. And he said, people used to believe that one group was better than the other based on their skin color. And he said he thought he must have done a pretty good job raising her up to that point when he heard her next question. She asked, which one did they think was better?
Lord, ye that without sin, Lord, cast the first stone. Ye that without sin, oh, cast the first stone. Ye that without sin, cast the first stone. Cast the first stone if you done no wrong.